Hey guys, welcome to this episode of Outspoken. We're one man short today. Jeb is on a little hiatus. He's having a little downtime, some vacation time. But we're still here. We've got to review Drag Race. It was a really emotional episode for us. So you guys ready to just kind of get right into it?
Let's jump into it. Let's go ahead and start when they came back into the workroom.
Okay.
After Cucu left the building.
So Nina kind of owned up to, you know, my head's been out of the game, but I'm in it now. I'm good.
Well, I mean, the other queens did kind of tell her, like, girl, we're not going to put up with this anymore. Yeah. Self-deprecation that she's doing.
And Shea Coulee led that, you know, that trail into saying, bitch, get it together. Right. Do not be having this self-loathing in your head situation. Go ahead and just be fierce and do your thing. Right, you know, which we all agree with. You know, damn.
Trinity was getting a little competitive, you know, she's like, bye cucu, I'm the new cucu in town. Yeah. And we gotta knock these girls out one by one. Right. But she's doing it. She's fucking doing it.
I have a newfound love for Trinity Taylor. I gotta keep it quite honest. Like, I feel like there's a part, like, I feel like she's my spirit animal. Okay. She keeps it real as fuck, and she is also very, like, okay, she's been a quiet storm in this whole competition, as I've said before. Yeah. She's been proving everybody wrong. So
she really has. Well, we'll get to how she does today.
So this week, the queens had to participate in an acting challenge that was basically inspired by, if you were a 90s baby like all of us, Beverly Hills 90210, but their version was 90210.
I was born in 91, so I don't really remember 90210, but I heard it was really good.
You want to get the fuck out of here, Farrah!
Get out of here, Farrah.
Do not ever
when she said that, you wish you would be that fishy.
Right.
I am fishy.
Yeah. Since Peppermint won the lip sync last week, she kind of got to choose everybody's roles this week. It seemed like it was going to be fairly diplomatic at first. Everybody had a few character choices, and then we got to Aja.
Baby girl Aja was
our girl. This is one of the moments Aja has reminded me of John.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So much. I was getting major John vibes. A little bit. Don't be.
That's fine.
No.
I'm gonna own it. I'm gonna own it. And that's why I think I connect with Aja so well, though, because I feel like I'm that bitch. If I'm not feeling something, I'm gonna say it.
So you're saying that you're difficult?
No,
you're fucking bitch.
Now you guys know.
This is 2 weeks in a row she's kind of had an acting challenge and she didn't feel comfortable in her role. So I do agree, you know, you should speak up, at least say your piece. Like, I don't feel comfortable in this role. But it was getting a little whiny, a little immature for a minute.
And I think the thing that sucked about it though is that by her being like that, it ended up being, she just screwed herself over, because I actually think that the role that Peppermint was going to give her, she would have slayed initially. I think she didn't want to accept the role fully, and I think that she was in her head a little bit. So
she got in her head. She even kind of said that on the runway later when they questioned her about it, that she kind of psyched herself out. She just, I don't know. And we all have those moments, so just sucks that it happened this week.
On national TV. I like the way Peppermint, when she was like, okay, you want to change roles? Fine, perfect. And then she was like, well, no, I changed my mind. Nope, you got it. There it is. Moving on. And you know what? And that's how it is in the business, number one. And then number two, no one's going to sit here and cater to you, Aja. You know, I mean, we will all love to cater to you because you're really cute. But no one's going to do that on set and stuff. So.
Since it was a 90210 challenge, the two guest directors and the guest judges were Tori Spelling and Jenny Garth, both from 90210. So I think a lot of the queens were kind of excited by that, especially Alexis Michelle, who loves 90210 and was an expert. And she did make it very clear
that she was there. She birthed it. Yes. She lived it.
But she was right about some of the tips she was giving the girls as far as calling the character's name Andrea. You know, a lot of those girls are a little bit younger and probably weren't even familiar with the story. So even though she was a little bit Miss Know-It-All, she didn't know what she was talking about.
Valentina read her though. She's like, girl, bye. Yeah, let's break it down. Who excelled in this challenge?
Shea Coulee excelled. Obviously.
Shea Coulee, the role she took on from Aja, she did a really good job with it. She was funny. It was a completely different look and character from what we're used to seeing from Shea Coulee.
Her face was falling off. It was weird.
Yeah, but it worked. I kept forgetting that it was her while watching it.
It says a lot about Shea Coulee, honestly, as a competitor. Like, she's able to take any challenge that they throw at her, and the bitch is gonna slay it.
Yeah, she's versatile, and we all know verse get a lot more options.
I can't argue with you there, girl.
There it is. Alexis Michelle's performance as the alter ego to Valentina's character was so good to me.
I thought it was
good. I want to say this: the best acting I've ever seen on RuPaul's Drag Race to date. There, I said it. Sue me.
Okay, well, I wouldn't go that far.
I'm going that far.
It was good.
It was a short but memorable but funny character. She did really well with it. She definitely excelled.
I liked it. I thought it was awesome, man. I would love to see more of it.
Point blank, period. I think Alexis Michelle is definitely a strong contender in this.
She's definitely a strong contender.
She's another one we kind of slept on. It helps a little bit too because she's fine in person. So.
Oh, you guys and your.
I know Nina.
Your Alexis love.
Girl, you don't act like you didn't see that ass just because you know Randy's gonna watch this.
I was not looking at any ass.
Of course not. He's a married man. All right.
Valentina, our girl again. She was great. She killed it. We worried about her being an actress, and she showed us this week. She was hilarious. She stayed in character the whole time. When she was drunk and hopping around, that was hilarious.
It reminded me of my college days.
That reminded you of last weekend, I think. So.
Literally a few hours ago.
Right, I was gonna say.
A few hours in the future.
Exactly. Let's talk about Trinity Taylor. She did really, really well on this week's challenge. Somebody who just keeps progressing every week. So what do you think?
Trinity has really grown on me like a sore or an affection. Like I really fuck with her heavy. Like she did like a Jennifer Coolidge.
Yeah,
totally. Jennifer Coolidge. I just loved it. Like the whole like pill pop in, and like it really reminded me of a Beverly Hills mom. Now listen, I'm born and raised in LA. I know about these OC moms, Beverly Hills moms, these high class mothers.
Amy Poehler and Mean Girls.
Right.
Yeah.
And she was like just like that. I loved it.
Yeah, she embodied it. She slayed it.
She was great.
I'm in love with Trinity Taylor right now.
I know. She's growing on me more and more every week. Honestly, she's very talented.
Did you guys see on the SNL when?
Oh my gosh.
They shout her out. They give her like a whole section of just like.
I mean, that's pretty cool to be just a drag queen, and you're on Saturday Night Live, this institution.
Getting your tongue talked
right, not just, a shout out, but they know your nickname, they know how tight your tuck is, they know how nice your ass is.
Right?
Like, it was funny. It was cool. Pheromone was okay in the challenge. She was a little slow, but she warmed up and got a lot better. It helps that Valentina and Trinity were sort of her acting partners.
Yes. I feel like Trinity carried Farrah, to be honest.
Yeah.
If they weren't paired together, then Farrah would have not done well alone.
It
was that dynamic that really happened going.
Right. I mean, this wouldn't be the first time though that Farrah has been dealt a hand of cards that worked in her favor. Like, let's be real.
I like when you say dealt because she's from Vegas. That was cute. What? You know, like a card emoji or something. Vegas card emoji.
No, but really, like, I honestly no shade, Farrah. You're beautiful, but I think you should have gone home a long time ago. And
okay, so that is shade.
That is not shade.
You're being very shady today.
I'm just keeping it 100, girl.
Got it.
Come on.
Sasha Velour wasn't hilarious in the challenge to me. I feel like she could have brought it a little more with kind of the drunk lunch lady. She did okay, but it wasn't super memorable compared to some of the other hamminess the queens were doing.
Right. I agree. So with Sasha, it was like, I felt that she was going out of her element and really trying to be that drunk lunch lady, but it wasn't enough to really wow everybody.
Right.
It was enough for Sasha, but it wasn't enough for me or Ru.
Right. The judges. The people who matter.
My opinion of Ru's, of course.
Fucking B, you're such a mess. Okay.
Unfortunately, our girl Nina didn't do super great in the challenge. Maybe being an actress isn't her strong suit.
You know what? I think okay. I was looking at it again, because I watched it again. And I think that it wasn't that Nina wasn't good at acting. It was the writing of the script.
And the role that they picked for her.
The role in the actual writing of the script was not good.
That's fair. There's just this weird disconnect with them and telling her what to do, and she was repeating it. I also think they sort of maybe limited her being herself and wanted it to be super Valley Girl, where she still could have been a Valley Girl, but used a little bit more of Nina in it if they weren't constraining her.
Valley Girl.
Yeah, totally.
Like me.
No, I personally think that maybe Nina didn't perform so well because of the dynamic that she was having with Jenny Garth. Which is another thing that, I don't know if you guys watch Peppermint's channel, but she kind of insinuated that Miss Jenny Garth did not play too nice with the queens, or that she just wasn't the most, friendliest of guest judges.
Totally.
But I don't know.
That's the rumor mill.
It's the rumor mill. But I will say this, I've done a few things, you know, where I had to interact with directors and things like that in my past, back in the old day. And
you're like 24. What are you talking about?
The old day.
I can't deal with her.
In Hollywood, I'm 50. Sometimes a director can be difficult. Sometimes you're in a situation where you're not going to get along. Maybe she was trying to give them some real life experience because she doesn't have like a lot of experience.
But why is Peppermint the one addressing it and nobody else is saying shit? And nobody disagrees.
Because Peppermint's shady.
But as she should be.
And she's just being honest, if that's the case, because I did get a very weird disconnect between them, mainly Jenny and the girls a lot of the time. I did get a disconnect. I don't know if it was editing, if it was the script, but there was a lot of moments where I felt like something just didn't feel right while they were directing it.
Right.
Even some of their humor and jokes afterwards were falling flat. I don't know. I just don't know if Drag Race is maybe the best
outlet
for her.
For her.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I don't know. Tori Spelling seemed to enjoy it. I mean, what else?
She was getting shady.
She doesn't have anything else going on, so she might as well just enjoy that right now, you know? Yeah. I love Tori Spelling. I do. That wasn't shade. It's not shade. It wasn't shade. Baby girl Aja did not do well this week, as we all know. Her as the, she had the braids on her head. What character?
Well, she was the Tiffany Amber Thiessen character.
Yeah.
Which is a legendary character.
Which Jenny Garth and Tori Spelling were super shady about her.
Girl, these old ass queens be still holding on to shade that was thrown like
20 years ago? Before some of our viewers were even born, and they're still fighting about it on TV.
You know what? I would say this. You know, sometimes in life, people just can't let shit go. You know? So...
Don't
I have no comment. I have no comment on that.
But I want to point out that Josh looked at you.
I just looked in this direction a little.
They're both shady. Hey. Don't listen to them. They're both shady.
No, but
back to Aja's performance.
You know, it wasn't horrible. It just was a little bit one note, like they said.
What was that acting? What was that acting?
But they're not all actresses. They're not all actors. I mean, you have to have a little bit of character.
But Aja said she was the president of the drama club.
Wait, she said that in real life?
Yes.
Oh, like in real life?
In real life she said that.
Oh, well, it's been a while since high school, maybe. I don't know. So
I used to be an FFA, girl. We've all been in things that we don't do.
What's FFA?
Future Farmers of America.
Well, you came from Fresno, so that's
all there was to do in Fresno.
That's a guarantee.
After the challenge, back in the workroom, I will say this was one of the most emotional workrooms I think I've seen on Drag Race in a really long time.
Especially for the queens and their families. The one that really got to me and really spoke to me was Shea Coulee talking about how her dad and how he eventually came around and accepted her as a drag queen. You know, like that
really more conservative father.
Yeah, because that's my storyline. You know, conservative family, me being the black sheep of everything it's come out. So it really spoke to me. I almost cried in the bar watching that.
Oh, girl, I was crying.
Sasha Velour, she kind of let everyone know that her mom had cancer, which is why she is a bald queen. So I guess I have to say I'm sorry again to Sasha Velour for reading her for being a bald art queen, because I said they were all bald art queens, but it really has a story behind it and it really means something, and it was really nice for her to open up about that and share that with all of us, because it made me see another side of her too, and it made me want to not just judge a book by its cover right away. So
I also felt like grew a soft spot even more for Trinity Taylor this week for the story she was telling about how her mother had died when she was really young because she was not, she wasn't suitable to take care of Trinity as a kid, and she was, involved in exotic dancing, and I believe she died. She died of AIDS. Yeah, she was HIV positive and eventually died from AIDS. And she had a really close relationship with her grandmother, who ended up getting who raised her, and who ended up being terminally ill, and then she passed away.
Yeah, Trinity's story this week, I mean, they all did. Like, everyone was sharing. Everyone was like, I can imagine the atmosphere if you were in the workroom with all of them. But Trinity, for me, really, really just hit home. Coming from that background, and I can't imagine what that's like to lose your mom so young, and then to lose like your second mom so young when you're a gay boy in the world. She was like 16 and she had lost almost everyone, and then had to homeschool. And
right, she didn't get to go to prom or experience other things that seniors do around that time because she had to take care of her mom. That's very admirable.
Yeah. Right. And then you had obviously Aja, who didn't even know her birth parents. She was adopted, and then her adopted parents split up, so she didn't really have a relationship with her dad. She only had a relationship with her mom, and it's crazy. They all came from different walks of life, and I think that's cool that Drag Race really highlighted that this season.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of gay people and LGBTQ people have not the easiest upbringing just because of who they are already. Right. And, you know, anybody that can get through that struggle and chase your dreams like these girls are doing and make it happen for yourself and be able to talk about it, you know, it's something that deserves a lot of praise and is very respectable. So,
right. Oh my gosh, can we please talk a little bit about Untucked? When Trinity Taylor was being very vocal about who her two like strongest competitors were in the competition. She's like, one of them is in this room. And then Valentina was just waiting patiently for her to say it was her. And she's like, it's Alexis.
That was funny.
That was a moment for pettiness.
I laughed out loud.
I did too.
But really,
you know, come on. It's Valentina.
It's Valentina.
Valentina is everybody's competition.
It's true.
Let's talk about their runway looks this week.
Big hair was the challenge. Yeah. They all brought the big wigs and the big personalities.
An iconic trend of the 90s.
Right. Who did you guys feel this week? Who'd you like?
Well, who are you guys' top 3?
For the week, who? I think this week all of their looks were actually pretty strong, so I'm sure that's why they really had to base it on how everyone performed in the challenge, because everybody's look was pretty on point.
Right.
I loved Valentina's big hair and what was it like?
It should be Diana Ross.
Diana Ross.
I saw more of Donna Summer.
Totally, Donna Summer, exactly. I like Sasha Velour's punk rock look. It's very her, and it's a little bit different take on big hair, so I really appreciated that.
Sasha Velour reminded me of a character on one of the Freddy Krueger movies. I don't know if you guys remember, like part
Dream Warriors.
Dream Warriors, yes.
Who else's looks do we like?
Nina's, of course.
Oh yeah, I love Nina's, but it wasn't enough to keep our girl from being in the bottom.
No, well, it's the acting challenge that got her in the bottom.
Yeah, that's the thing. All the girls pulled it together with the hair challenges this week. They were all pretty creative. They were all spoke to their personalities. Nina Bonina with the cat lioness. It was great. I liked it. And I think that this week was probably the best that I've seen Aja. I love
I agree. I agree.
So
I feel like her makeup, she listened to everything that they were saying. It was very soft. I loved her hair. It was so Alexander McQueen, like she said, and I loved Queen of Hearts. I liked it, and it just really sucks because I think everyone had such a strong week this week that they had to go by the challenge, and that just really sucks because Nina and Aja, unfortunately, did not do so great in the challenge, even though they had great looks.
Trinity Taylor's big southern hair. That was a big southern hair right there. And also, she was the winner of the challenge.
She was. They came down. The top looks of the week, I think, were Trinity, Valentina, and Shea Coulee. Because all three of them were hilarious in the performance. Shea's old lady, Valentina's bubbly girl, and Trinity's crazy mom. They all did so good, and they had to go by look, and I guess Trinity just sort of edged it out in the end with the big southern girl hair and the...
And I thought her outfit was like on point. That was everything.
Outfit, yeah, that outfit is
Did they say who made that? Did she make it? Or
I don't know.
Personally, I kind of think that those might be the top 3 of the entire show at this point.
Okay.
No shade to any of the rest of the girls. But the way, between editing, between what I've seen from them, I feel Trinity, Valentina, and Shea have a very good chance of being in the top 3 in this.
Hey, I'm not gonna argue with that.
I don't want to predict anything. Like you guys already know, I like predicting, so I don't have anything.
That is a lie and a half. You said Trinity Taylor was going home.
We all did. We all did.
You started it.
I did start it.
You did start it.
If it wasn't an emotional enough episode this week, all of our fears were realized when 2 of our favorite queens, and I would say this is the 2 queens that we sort of know the most personally, just through our interactions in the bar and stuff. They went head to head with each other. Aja and Nina, our 2 girls, which we both know are killer lip sync queens. How did you guys feel when you found out it was our girls?
My heart split into 2 halves. You know, that I put it back together with a little tape because I'm used to my heart splitting. When it happened, I swear I was in the bar just holding it in. But I have to give it to Nina. Nina fucked it up heavy.
She did.
Really did.
She did.
You know, she did her little duck walk. She got the ditties. It was amazing.
I got really scared that because I know that Nina is such a sensitive person, and I know she's got mad love for Aja. And you know, let me just say there is this whole facade on social media that I notice a lot of people be going in on Nina. You have to get her humor, you guys. Understand Nina's humor and know that it comes from a place of it's pure comedy, and she's a comedy queen, and it's part of her art. So everybody chill the fuck out.
Right.
But back to what I was saying about Aja, I really do think that her and Aja had that sisterhood, and I was just really glad that Nina didn't let that, get over her. Neither one of them did. It was a killer lip sync.
Well, they were both girls who got in their head, which is kind of why they ended up in the bottom two. Right. You know, and I think in a lot of ways that's why we relate to them so much. We get the underdog quality and we get the self-doubt and trying to build something for yourself. So we've always gravitated towards both of them in a lot of ways. And they just got in their heads this week and they had to go head to head, and unfortunately our girl Aja went home. Do you guys feel that that was the right choice?
It was the right choice. It was definitely the right choice. Nina, you know, she was performing for the judges. She wasn't performing to go against, you know, Aja. So that was
based on the performance on the challenges. Yes, Aja did deserve to go home. But if you were going to base it on a whole in the competition, neither one of them should have been in the bottom two.
Yeah, I
agree. Send Farrah's ass home.
Well, you know, you said that me.
But Farrah was stronger this week, and so was
by luck.
Right. It happens sometimes on this show where two top contenders end up against each other, and one of them's got to go.
But I think Farrah's going home next week.
I thought that was going to happen this week.
I like Farrah. You know, she performed at Mickey's one time, even before she was on the show, and I liked her.
I thought there was more to that.
I liked it. It was nice.
She's fucking gorgeous. Yeah, I just have a person, like, I just love Aja and I love Nina, and I didn't want to see either one of them go home.
We were watching it together, me and John and Jeb, and we had to pause it and literally take like a moment, you know, because we do know them a little bit, and we know that this is part of their dream and part of their art, and so it did kind of suck to have to say goodbye to one of them. It really was. We like had a glass of wine. We're like, oh gosh. Cheers to both of you girls. We've been supportive of you two from the beginning. Sorry to see you go, Aja. Nina, you killed it. We love you. We'll see you soon in the bar still. We'll be there. I'll be there throwing some coin.
I was hoping it was going to be one of those moments where, you know, RuPaul's like, Shantay, you both stay.
Another Alyssa Tati moment.
Right, but it didn't happen.
I know. Not this week. There's a lot of girls. We gotta move it along.
Gotta weed them out. They'll do fine. They'll do fine. But we love you guys both, and you guys know that.
Alrighty, you guys, thank you for tuning in to this week's review of Drag Race. Please do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And down in the comment section, tell us who you think was the top 3. Do you agree with it? Did you agree with the bottom 3? You know what to do. Until next time, you guys.
Thanks, guys.
I heard Judy Garth was very mean to the girls on set.
Really?
You shady bitch calling her Judy Garth.
Judy Garth. What's your name?
Jenny.
Oh, Jenny. Do it again. Okay. There was talking on the set.
Oh my god, one more time. Go ahead.
Y'all are all messy. No one should have started drinking until
listen. Because we have a lot of distractions going on.
No.
Don't play them. Don't play them.
They're distracting me. Every time I take a drink, they laugh.
I feel like that cup is your distraction.
No, every time I take a drink, they laugh.